What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a fun day. We got a lot of information that I'm going to go ahead and try to pack in here while only having a small amount of time. So today we're going to be going ahead and gearing up our alts to go do certain things. I just need a couple more pieces of accessories. I am getting everything prepped up to make a whole new guide to, I guess, help out the newer players try to figure out how to either start their life skill, what they want to do, how to use their alts if they have a lot for from mob grinding, or they got burned out from mob grinding and just want to try out life skilling. So let's see, open up my characters. So far what we have is obviously my main. I have a character set up for processing, which is just a little wizard, nothing too great. His weight's not too like thrilling, but I do have the costume on for the Karki costume so he can process in the storage. I don't have to worry about the weight too much. Next, we have, I think I'm gonna put the Manos Golden Coral belt on him, maybe. But next we have our trainer, which the only thing I'm missing is the stupid little Vanilla riding little hat thingy. I do have the combinations, which, like the previous one, I do have Clang Clang on him. I don't have to worry about switching anything off. Same with her. I don't have to worry about switching anything off. She has Into the Sunset. I will have to make her an alchemy stone. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to make her an alchemy stone or not. I might just switch off the tree ants to her, like, whenever I go to trainer. What's up, Sindastar? Next, we have our alchemist, which I think I might switch her from doing alchemy to cooking every so often, but for now, she is set up for alchemy. Nothing too great, nothing too fine. She is using my alchemy combination for the moment because I don't have the stones yet to go ahead and make up another one. I have my Corsair, which I have her going to be doing our Saily dailies, our bartering dailies, all of that. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get that set up, you know. I'm just going to go ahead and touch base on just getting your characters like a little started. Nothing like too extreme, nothing mid-maxing, just, you know, a casual step into it so you guys can figure out like what you guys are going to do with it. I have my Hunter here, which is my Mystic. You know, nothing too great. She has just a little basic, I think it's a hunting experience. I'm gonna have to switch that off to Canine's Tooth. My fisherman, my archer, he's just going around fishing. He has my little otter fishing carrier and my my fish tank. I'll just grab them off if I need a fish on my side. Next is my Hash, who is out here in Pilgrim's Haven, which if you guys are trying to keep a tune out here to do the mining, I suggest using him. We're going to switch over to him real fast to do some mining. I have to work on his weight, and that's the only downside, but this tune is perfect for going out and doing your mining, which I suggest you do at least an hour of mining each day because of all of the rewards that you can get for it. I'm talking... You get the black gem fragments, you get capras, you get the, I think it's the sharps, and also all of the ore, which is going to be useful for a lot of things. Like if you guys like tapping up the T10s, the copper, I guess if you guys like doing the other little ways to craft up the sensor, the zinc, tin, copper, let's see, where am I? Oh, I'm out here. Okay, so what makes the Hash perfect for your Pilgrim Haven alt is the fact that he can run at increased movement speed out here in the desert, and he doesn't use any stamina. So, one, if you happen to overstock your camel or your dine, if you have one out here, you can easily run, call it with you. If you don't have any type of flute, it'll follow you, and you can run with increased speed with the camel following behind you and still transport all of your extra ore that you have if your maids are on standby. But as you can see, you know, it's not too bad running all the way to Pilgrim's Haven from Sand Bazaar. especially with the increased movement speed. And then if you have anything else that will increase his movement speed even more, you know, he's basically going as fast as one of the camels, which is kind of impressive. I don't suggest taking him through the whole entire desert, but for the simple fact that, like, you know, he has increased movement speed and he doesn't waste his stamina when running. Like, look at that. So I do have him set up. I don't have a Yawning Hedgehog artifact on him yet. I have just a basic little, I think, a gathering. Yeah, I have Friend of Fairies, just plus 8% gathering experience. The Tet Logia. I have, you know, just basic Logia shit. The plus 13 riding crop, you know, because I do have a camel. My camel is out here. I think I'm gonna actually run into him. Maybe? I don't have a compass on, so my camel might not actually be out here, but that's fine. I'm not really gonna fret it. But yeah, another thing that would, let me just touch base on the fucking skill to go ahead and make this easier for us. So, like I was telling you guys, it has increased movement speed and 0 stamina sprinting while out of combat in the desert, and increased resistance to the desert illness. So you guys don't have to use the little purified waters or rely on your fairy with the infinite health potion and shit like that. The only thing that you will have to keep in mind is the weight. The weight and your availability for the maids. So if you don't have enough weight to compensate the 30-minute wait in between the maids, then you're gonna have to start dumping goods on your mount, or even just ride the mount back to the Sand Bazaar, like put it back into the storage, and then continue going on like that. But having an alt out here in Pilgrim's Haven, especially the hash, will go ahead and speed up how much ore and the rough stone that you can get, which, like I said, you know, coming out and mining for at least an hour a day will go ahead and get you a lot of the rough stone, which is needed for alchemy, crafting. Let's take a look. Platinum ore. And it's a great way to make money. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow. You're fucking amazing. It's also a great way to earn money with being able to sell the platinum. You can melt down the gold, sell the melted gold and the gold ore. Silver. Silver is used for making bottles, which the bottles can collect water, and that's a great way to speed up how much money you can make for completing the guild mission for collecting the water. Or selling the bottles. You can, I think it's like 10k bottles are normally 100 mil last time I made them. Obviously, you have the rough stone, which if you guys are trying to go on the central market on NA, or I don't know, like EU probably, the rough stone are usually out of stock and you'll be waiting to have like your little pre-order done. But coming out here for an hour is a great way to go ahead and stock up on, like, I normally, like, if I'm on my shy, I'll stick to probably 10k a day. Or if I'm on like lesser tunes, I'll go ahead and run through all the energy, and whatever I have. But, you know, I normally like to stick up to an hour. Nothing too great, just something a little casual. You know, you can be active, you can get all the materials that you'll need throughout the week, and if you take the Liana weekly and dailies, you can go ahead and blow through them like it's nothing. You can earn even more like little bonuses like the Book of Florins, the experience, and it gives you a reason to go ahead and use all of those little extra tunes that you're not really bothering with, you know? Go ahead, up that. Luckily, our tools are shared, so we don't have to worry. The higher your tools, you know, the better mastery you have. Right now, because of my Logia, my alt mastery is sitting at, for mining, 1300, which it's an alt. I don't expect it to be like the latest and greatest yet. I just want to work on one alt at a time, get their gear built up, and then, you know, move on to the next one. But as you can see, you know, We can go ahead, get sharps, we can get the contribution points, all of that shit just by coming out here with your alt. And you don't even have to worry about the energy loss from your main. It's all condensed to just your alt, which is like perfect if you wasted all of your energy going out there doing your butchering, or you happen to do your maple sapping or anything like that. You can just switch over. Okay, well, time to get some rough stone, you know, work with the limitations and everything. And, you know, also, you don't have to build up your gear for the alts. Let's just be clear now. You can easily just switch off your gear from your main to your alt and continue life skilling like that. I just prefer to be able to log in, you know, do what I need to do, switch a character, and then continue doing what I need to do without having to switch anything, without having to take the extra clicks to switch off the gear or the artifacts and get them repositioned and all that, like, or spend the time jumping down a well. That's money, that's time, you know. I could be doing other things opposed to having to backtrack to a town to find a well to jump in. Oh, I have to pay, then jump in, then wait, and then have to go ahead, find the next spot and all that. I can just relog and go. Simple. And obviously, you know me. I play on my main. I play on my main 24/7, so it's not like, you know, I don't just do that. Yeah, that is a... I am not geared, by the way. That is the Artisan Green Thumb Gathering minigame that you can unlock over in the Land of the Morning Light, which I highly suggest you unlock it. A lot of people complain about how much energy that it takes, and they feel like it cuts into the profits, but with that minigame, it'll speed up how long it'll take you to gather the materials by condensing 10 gathering attempts into one, while also giving you a tiny chance of getting a 5 billion millennial ginseng that will buff your whole entire family for 90 days, or you can sell it on the central market. So there's that trade-off, I guess, if like you listen to what everyone says and, you know, believe that it cuts into your profits and all. Like me personally, I live by this minigame. This minigame can proc 10 of the Starlight Veins. It can proc 10 of the Buried Treasure. Like, there is no limitations on what it can proc except for the Millennial Ginseng and any other, like, little object that they go ahead and specify that it will not proc. There we go, there we go. It's a great way to get the stones. Oh, I'm too heavy. This is a great way to get the stones needed for the manor, I guess, furniture over there in not Calpheon, Heidel. And a chance of getting the Manos clothes from these little Starlight Veins when I go turn them into a jewelry vendor. As long as you have at least over 300 amity with them. What's up, Claudio? How you doing? Call you Claude. Make it easy. I'm American. You know, I can't fucking speak proper fucking English. Yeah, as you can see, like, the less weight you have, the more you'll have to go ahead and transport using your maids or stocking it onto the camel. Hell yeah. I actually got my alt set up for fishing and doing the quest and all. I'm gonna have him doing the fishing contest every night. And I think I'm gonna test him out with doing the Guru family quest. I have to do the last 2 quest lines. So I have him set up. He is ready. He is waiting. Right now we're at Pilgrim's Haven getting some items and everything to go ahead and show you like why it's like I have my alt set up in certain places and why I have certain alt set up in certain places. But yeah, coming out here at least an hour a day is a great way to get the Capras, the extra gems or materials for the manor. Small, tiny chance of getting your Manos Craftsman clothes from here. You have your sharps. more gathering experience, contribution. Contribution. I got the hiccups, sorry guys. Copper, zinc, and depending on if I actually gather the right one. I don't know if there's tin out here, but you know, those are useful for other crafting. But you're only making 150 mil at the moment. Yeah, fishing's debatable. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Like some nights I'll go ahead and I'll make like 750 mil. Other nights I'll make 200 mil. It all depends on where you're fishing at too. And yeah, coming out here for an hour a day, like I said, you know, you don't have to worry about your main's energy. Whatever your family's max energy is, you can go ahead, take whatever it is, use it up on the one alt, and boom, you can now move on to another one. So we'll go ahead, move on to the next one. Let's see. We'll go ahead and move on to the Saily dailies, the bartering and all that, because I think I'm gonna try to set up a routine garnered around bartering. Now, hear me out on this. When I say I'm going to set up a routine around bartering, I feel as though you can get a lot done and accomplished without having to touch the central market solely from trying to figure out what you wanted, like the bartering routes for the day or whatever your reset is, okay? Now, what I mean by this is, once this loads, I will show you the barter UI, and then I would go ahead and explain a little into it, because I am making a guide on this currently. I'm scripting it out. You guys are going to go ahead and be my little guinea pigs. Yeah, today is Friday or Saturday. My rankings are pretty bad. I'm not going to do shit for this one, which is fine. I did pretty bad. I still have all of my fishing drafts on me. I haven't really been fishing. I've been actually playing the game actively. So, my fishing has been stunted. Okay. So now, like I was saying, setting up a whole routine based around bartering will take you around a lot of the world. Now, what I mean by that is do your best. Yo, Lonely, what's up? What I mean by that is when you open up your barter UI, you switch it to normal to level 1. You can see here, these are all the goods that you can go gather, craft, you know, buy from the central market to go and trade into the level 1 barter goods. So this is how you're gonna this is how you will start your bartering. Okay? What you're gonna do is take the knitting yarn. That's a worker thing. That can easily be gathered by workers. The resplendent obsidian can be gathered by doing mining out there in land of the Mountain of Eternal Winter region. So I can take a gathering alt out there, do my mining, okay? Send it to a storage, get on my processing alt, process it down, send it to a storage, jump onto my bartering alt, put it into the boat. There, now I have this one. Next, beer, same thing. You know, that could either be manually gathered, or workers, which I suggest, can go ahead and gather all the materials. You can send it to the storage, have a cooking alt, go ahead, cook it up, and then, again, send it to your barterer. That way, you know, you're going out, you're doing your cooking, you're doing your alchemy, you're doing your processing, you're doing all of this extra shit just to go ahead and prepare for whatever your little bartering routes are for the day. And then you can go ahead and take it off. Now, I know a lot of you guys are starting out with the Afaria sailboat, okay? So I have my Carrack here, I have my Galleus, and I have my sailboat to go ahead and show you guys the 3 different examples here. Now, the Galleus, yeah, it has, you know, pretty good stats and everything, the fastest out of the lowest ones. You know, faster than the Caravel, faster than the Afaria sailboat, faster than the frigate. The sailboat has a base speed of 100. The frigate has 110. Now, The sailboat is normally what you'd be using for going around and doing your bartering when you first start out. Everyone recommends you going ahead and buying a carrack, getting, you know, the gear and all that dumb shit. But, you know, to demonstrate, let's go ahead and take that out. Board it. Okay, now, let's see, mount information. As you can see, stock, nothing, shitty gear, or no gear actually. But if you take a look at my fishing or sailing mastery, I got plus 10.5%. And the reason why I'm using the Corsair is because the Corsair, Corsair comes with the passive sea lungs right here. All big ship stats are +1, which is great for anything over the the Bartali sailboat onwards. Not the cog or the fishing boat, the rafts, like any smaller ships, only the bigger ones. Underwater breathing plus 20%, which is great. I have her also set up for my underwater gathering, and she can transform into a mermaid while underwater. The green gem that's on my boat. Green gem that's on my boat is just a little Cerny sea crystal that you can find out there doing the crocs, killing Marietta, the siren, killing the ghost pirates, you know, any of the mobs out there in Margoria. They have a chance of dropping the blue, yellow, green, and very, very extremely rarely the red one. What's up, Squeaks? How you doing? Yeah. As you can see, the sailboat is slower. It's not going to be able to do a lot of the combat. This one, you have to have someone on your like cannon or stop the boat, shoot the stupid little sea creature, and then collect the goods to go ahead and upgrade your gear. The Carrack Advance, obviously, is your best in slot for the bartering, which has more slots and can go a lot faster. The Galleus is for your sea monster hunting. The improved frigate onwards, you can shoot the cannons without being able to, without having to stop the boat and, you know, shoot them. And I want to say you have to have a certain level to be able to manually shoot them too. I'm not sure what level it is. I'd have to go ahead and check. But just bartering, like just the actual act of bartering, that's the easy part. You know, collecting the materials to go out and have to like sea monster hunt. That's where you have to get the frigate, the improved frigate, you know, go that line because it has the stopping power. So, like I was saying about the bartering goods, hell yeah, thank you for the follow, you're fucking amazing. Like, starting out with the bartering, taking a look at the land goods and all that, we have our list of things that we need. So, we're going to go over to the storage, because I recommend starting out at the storage at least, which I overshot. We're going to take out the goods and start our bartering to show you guys how to get it started. Warehouse, no. Storage, we need beer, so that's going to be over here with all of my food. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so we're just going to pull out 2K. Obsidian, I want to say it's where all of my ore is. Yep, Resplendent Obsidian. See, 10, they want 10 turn-ins, so that'd be 100. I have to think off the top of my head what else there was. There was a blood, Sinner's Blood. Which, if you're going out there and collecting all the materials for it, you know, that's gathering, and then you can go ahead and do alchemy. Made the Caravel, and I can't stop. Nice. What's up, Des? We're starting our bartering on our Corsair alt. Bah. Okay, that. And I guess we'll just pull out anything else as we, I guess, pass it or whatever. But that's going to be an example of how to start a bartering route. Okay, cool. So you just need beginner 1, but the boat to be able to do the shooting from the wheel. That's the main important thing. You have to have the boat to be able to do it. A little bit of everything, a little bit of nothing, gearing up our alts and getting them set up. Right now we are on my Corsair. Nothing too great. We have just 1k mastery. There you go. We dropped our mastery down for the sea monster hunting, which we're not doing that. We're gonna go ahead, put that in, and we're gonna take out our Ocean's Embrace. That combination there, that'll go ahead and increase my mastery up. There you go, 11%. That gives me plus 10% sailing, plus 10% bartering experience, and a plus 40 sailing mastery. We have our Tri-Stroke, because I don't have the Manos yet, and until I get the Manos, she's just going to be using that. I'm not going to switch it off from my Shy, because, you know, my Shy has to have the good shit. And she is using her Penlogia. Like I said, just casual shit, nothing too great. Let's see. Our sailors, again, nothing too great. Just, I got a powerful for the sail, confident on the wheel, 1 innocent in the mess, innocent in the deck, curious on the cannon. We have our curious doing our fishing, and our first mate is Prio. You know, I don't have the money to go ahead and be able to unlock more sailors and put them in here, so we're gonna have to work with what we have at the moment. And we haven't plus 10'd our Toro plating, so our max weight is gonna be a little bit lower. So the higher gear you have, the higher weight and stats and everything you have. And as you can see, me on my boat will put it up to 151.7. Or, well, just that alone. And then getting on the boat, it puts it up to 163.7% speed. You can go, throw all of this into the store, or the hold. Now for bartering, I suggest, if you guys can, getting the jack pets. If you guys get all of them, you can increase the weight of your ship to, I think, put on 2 more of the bartering goods or whatever, which you have to have all of them, like the whole entire thing full of these fucking jackbirds. All right, and then obviously before you head out to do any type of bartering, I suggest taking the quest here at, what the fuck is his name, Creo, over to Ilia Island. If you guys are heading out to Tinbara, I guess I've already done that quest. There should be another quest in here, unless you've already done it. Oh, they redid the quests for bartering, that's right. In your recurring tab, if you scroll all the way down to the bartering specialist, they now have the list of where all of the quests are, and they simplified it to just be 1 in a row. Instead of talking to Ravinia over there and getting the quest, or Ravinia and getting the quest, I guess. Or no, it's Ravinia, okay. Cool. Head out to Tinbara. We're gonna hit up Ilia Island first. Get the quest out from Ilia Island. And Tinbara, and then head to Tinbara, I guess. We'll see what trade goods have to be traded out to Tinbara to go ahead and just do all of that at once. Now that we're out here, and take a look at the goods, we see, okay, I have to trade in the beer here. They want beer for level 1 trade goods, so we'll go over here to the trade manager, and then we'll trade it in. That's basic, simplified version of how you start your bartering. If you have an alt set up for your bartering, you can easily just switch off from the alt, or switch onto the alt, go ahead, do your bartering dailies, get that done, and then switch on to another alt without having to sail all the way back here or sail there and get the boat set up and put the alt there or get over, like, you don't have to do all that extra. You can just jump on your boat and just go, which is what we're doing now. We're almost there. These are going to be your basic little mobs to go ahead and upgrade your bar tally to the sailboat or the frigate. And then the further you go out, like the monsters around here are going to be what you're going to be murdering for the next improvement. You know, these monsters here, next improvement. And then the monsters out here, next improvement. And then finally, lastly, you know, you'll be hitting up the monsters here with this being the last and this one being the end game. I overshot that shit. Okay, so over here, that's where our bartering guy is. And then you would go ahead, anchor. I normally like to explore whenever I have the option to. Bad one. You can find bonus quests, little items and things in there, and then you can go ahead and barter. You see it's in my hold. They have the amount that they want, and then I can go ahead and exchange it for however many that I can have or hold in my boat, up to 10 times. I suggest going over to Ilia Island and getting the dailies over there for... It requires you to barter X amount of times. You know, either a daily, and there's one for the weekly or whatever. Take those and then go ahead and do your level 1 or land good to level 1 bartering, level 1 to level 2, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, do the whole entire route. But don't start the actual bartering until you have those quests, because you won't get the completion for it. So yeah, with our quest over here leading us to Tinbara and Ilia Island, that'll lead us to all of the dailies. Then we can go ahead, take them, check to see what's at Tinbara, go and do the Tinbara like quest and all that. But yeah, if you're just getting started out with bartering, land good to level 1 bartering, and then you can go ahead and, you know, get the bartering goods and start your little routes like that. Yeah, one of the best ways to start it is to take all of your quests all the way out to Ilia Island, then take all the dailies that are there in Ilia Island, see which goods you need for your bartering route, and then, you know, collect up all your goods, see what's out there in Tinbara since you're already going out there. Get the Aquala's Eye. You can hold off on the Aquala's Eye daily. You know, that'll take, it requires you to take the goods out to Aquala's Eye, which is a great segue into the actual sea monster hunting section. Your barter UI is missing that. Normal to level 1. Damn, this sucks. You'll have to fucking do that shit manually. Are you on console? By any chance? Like, that's the only thing I could think of is like you being on console and it being behind or something. Or you might need to put a ticket in for that. Alright, now that we're out here to Ilia Island, go ahead, turn in the quest. Luckily now, because we... Is there a way to reset it? I don't know. Do you have any of these clicked on or something? Yeah, do you have these clicked? Because maybe if you have those clicked, you won't be able to see it if you don't have them unlocked. I don't really know. You might have to open a ticket for it. Yeah, you might have to open a ticket for it. Sorry, bro. Alright, so now that we're here at Ilia Island, let's go ahead, talk to him, turn in the quest, get our little stuff. What's up, Stork? How you doing? What's up? Thank you for the follow, Dark. And then, like I said, this quest here That's for going and going out to Aqua's Eye and getting started with your sea monster hunting. Taking this one here, this quest will unlock the little daily for the bartering for 20 times, which I suggest if you guys are getting started with your bartering. So we'll take that. And then we'll go here to the other NPCs and take their goods. Or take their dailies. These two are going to be easy. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow. You're fucking amazing. If you use Matt Trade Refresh, it won't have it. Oh, the ship material refresh. We'll take out 2 of these materials because we're going to use it for the barter support 1 and 2, which can be completed here by turning in 1 trade good there. And 1 of the goods there. Boom, done. Then we go over here. He'll have, I think, 3 or 4 quests for bartering. Oh, sorry, they changed that. There, the quest for bartering. I am already doing the grind for null. I was out there killing the crocs, what was it, 2 days ago? And then for these ones, now, unless you plan on going and completing a whole entire barter route, I would hold off on doing these. The weekly here, that one will go ahead and have you barter 100 times, which if you guys are getting all of the bartering goods and all that, you know, it's a perfect daily to take. Once you guys are ready to start turning in the level 5 trade goods to the crow coins, that's when I suggest taking the Ankondo and Hakabin, because you will be heading over there. For me, I'm not going to have the time to actually head over there, so I'm not going to do it yet. Refresh to a different... When you go to refresh to one of these. Don't refresh to that. There are no type of trade goods or anything that you can trade in when doing the ship material. When you do the ship material, that'll only request you to trade in any of the bartering goods for the ship materials. If you do the trade item, that's where you go ahead and you do the whole entire land good to crow coin barter routes. And that's where you can go ahead and do the filter. Okay? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thank you, Salacious. Yeah, fucking amazing. All right, so now, like I was saying, now that we have our barter dailies and all that, we'll go ahead, we'll take a look at the goods that we need, which we can go ahead, load the goods, hit the barter UI from in there, and move the windows over so we can actually see where the fuck we're going. What's up, Static? How you doing, Spawn? All right, so we're looking for Tinbara. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to take all barters, since we're already heading over to Tinbara. We'll see if there's anything over there. If not... Okay, so we have these. We have one of these, which I know is going to be a little bit over my ship, but we're going to go ahead and power through it. Board our ship, and we'll head over to Tinbara. For certain life skills, you have to level over 49, but for majority of them, no. I don't suggest leveling over 49, and if you have to, do it on a seasoned character. The reason why I say some don't, or some require you to be over leveled, because the quest to go ahead and unlock it requires you to be like level 50, 58, or requires you to have like access to the region, like take hunting out in Narcion. You cannot kill any of the grass rhinos, the wolves, or anything out there until you hit level 58. I have a toon out there, or I tried to have a toon out there who is only 49, and even though she had her Tet Manos, and I switched off the gear from my main to her, because she did not have the level for it, she could not do any damage on them, and they could two-shot her. So some of them will require you to have it. Some you can go ahead and bypass with other, like, you know, just giving them the gear and calling it a day. Does that help you out? See what other life skills are like that. Yeah, hunting is mainly like that. The sniper hunting, I don't know if the sniper hunting is like that. Let's see. Sailing I don't recommend over 49. Farming is one of those ones where it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can if you plan on AFKing out there in the fence. I mean, I'm not out there at my fence long enough for people to camp me and kill me, but, you know, it doesn't really matter for that one. Trading, it doesn't really matter because we are no longer having to do any type of active trading. You could literally just transport the shit to a warehouse and then just take it to the storage or the trade manager in the same town, you know, so there's really no need to level or even worry about over leveling it. What's up, Minku? How you doing? Cooking, it doesn't really matter. You're staying in a house. Alchemy doesn't really matter. You're staying in a house. Gathering, yeah, you don't have to go past 49. Fishing, you don't have to go past 49. Yeah, that's basically all. Kinbara. Finally hit Guru Cooking. Well, congrats. And you guys remember when I told you that I was killing those belladonna elephants for the hide to do bartering? That's a perfect example. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow. You're fucking amazing. But that's a perfect example of, you know, going out and gathering to start your bartering routes, or giving a reason to be active just to start your bartering route. So you're just not like, okay, well, dailies are done, let's go AFK fish. Like, you can go out, do your gathering, do your processing, do your cooking, then go do your bartering. It'll all lead into one, like your sea monster hunting. And then, you know, once you're done with that, you can go ahead and focus on like cooking, alchemy, processing. If you have anything else to do in that day, you can AFK fish and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, see, look at that. Mr. Cookie, like, doing the active gathering for the logs to make a boat, you know, just something to do active gathering, or just have an alt or something, you know, it's better than just AFKing, and then you can go ahead and AFK like after everything is done. You're now farming coins to exchange for the forest crystal. Hell yeah. I have my my workers going ahead and gathering them, since, you know, you get more for the sniper hunting, and your workers have a better shot. And there goes the other Robinia daily done. We can go ahead, board our boat, barter, boom, and that's half of the dailies already done. And that's all you have to do. That's basic bartering in a nutshell. Exactly. If you actually do the active like prep to go ahead and start your bartering route, you can level up all of your other life skills. You can get the materials to do all of your enhancing and the extra materials to sell things off without having to worry about extra shit. What's up, Yidden? How you doing? We're gonna head over to Ilia Island again, and we're gonna go... Ooh, I think I can trade those in for some crow coins. What's up, DJ? Last update you read up on was Billinite AFK fishing update. Yeah, it all depends on where you are. I mean, there are places where you can make more than a Billinite. There are places where you can make, you know, 200 mil a night. Like, it all depends on, one, your RNG, two, like, your RNG, and three, your motherfucking RNG. But yeah, you can make some serious fucking amount of money, like fishing, AFK fishing. You recently bought SSD, external hard drive, how to use it? I personally, I have an M2 drive for my main system. The SSD I have for my games, and then a Western Digital Black for all of my assets and things that I'm using. Or a Digital Blue for all of my assets and things. Oh, yeah, I had so much trouble setting it up with Steam. I've not had that problem. Western Digital. I don't know if they have it now. It's been a while since I've dealt with their products. I normally just do my own thing. And I shy away from online shit because if I lose the internet or Wi-Fi, that's it. There we go. How about most of life skills connect with one another, makes real fun for progression. Exactly. That's exactly what I was telling everyone. If you take a look at your bartering UI and sort it by the normal goods to level 1, you can sit there and see, okay, my workers can go out and gather that. I can use a processing alt for there. Boom. Good. I can go ahead, get a mining alt over there. Boom. Good. Send it out to my processor. Even better. Gatherer, workers, cooking. Boom. Done. Workers, and then processor. Boom. Done. Gatherer, processing. Right there. You know, workers, gathering, alchemy, you know, all of this shit can help progress just your life skill levels. And then on the side of getting all the materials together to do all of your bartering, the materials together to do any of your enhancing, so you are also progressing all of your gear at the same time. Because I know you guys remember me sitting there and getting at least 1.2k black gem fragments over the week, right? I've been using them to go ahead and tap up my gear. I don't have to spend any money on the auction or the central market. I can go ahead, just convert them over to the black gems, a concentrated, tap. Okay, failed, tap, failed, tap, failed, tap. If you have a costume mill, boom. Now you can go ahead, craft up all of your silver embroidered and try your luck at tapping without having to waste your time sitting there waiting for the pre-order. Anchor. I should have some on me, so let's go ahead, disembark. We'll go and get that done right now. I do 64 gig, to be honest with you. Warp. Load cargo, put that in, and then 4 of the dragon heads. 4 dragon heads. Normally I would suggest keeping your alt right here, but if you're gonna start bartering, or you know, have an alt for bartering, keep it in Velia. Velia will go and start your whole entire daily route over here, and it'll eventually lead you out to Hakkabin, then over to Aquala's Eye, sea monster hunting, and then you can go ahead and come back to turn in the 1 daily over there at Velia, and then boom, you are done with that tune. There, we got more crow coins, and then you can go ahead, switch off. Now, that was our bartering. That's how you go ahead and do that. Got into a sim colony game. Oh, cultivation. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to get into that, but I slowly faded off into playing other little colony sims. I have Norfolk, or Nord Clan, or whatever the fuck that is. Rimworld, Dwarf Fortress. I have medieval. What is that? The medieval one. I forgot what it's called, but I have a lot of them. The stupid Fable one. Rimworld's a sci-fi one. It's not medieval. Not Manor Lords. One's Noble Fates, and the other one is like pure medieval. Oh, and I have Kenshi too. My Kenshi's heavily fucking modded. Oh yeah, back to what I was doing. I got trailed off. All right, next, you guys need meat for cooking. All right, I got you. So I did set up a Musa for our gathering because I know a lot of you guys will swear only and heavily on the Musa. So I went ahead and did that. So, you know, I normally like to take an hour out to go and do my, hell yeah, thank you, you were fucking amazing. Thank you for the follow. But normally I like to go and do an hour of our meat gathering, or like I like to do a meat gathering, then I switch off to the hide gathering, depending on which hide you need, like the hard hide or the soft hide, the feathers or anything, you know, that can all be done usually around the same area. Like if you're out in Sheep Mountain, the cuckoo and the sheeps can be done for the meat, the hides, the feathers, and the bloods. Or if you're out here in if you're out here in bear, you can do the elk, the herb gathering, and the elk has, you know, the blood, fur, and the meat, so it takes care of everything. So I have a Musa set up over here. He is decently geared. I mean, I could do better on the accessories. Obviously, I can do better on the accessories. I just, like, haven't. I'm slowly getting everything put together. I forgot to set up my goddamn settings over here. Let's go ahead and get that shit done real fast before we get deeper into this. All right, so let's go ahead and put these tags on. Put our game title, so it just does not look like we're playing a blank game. Yeah, we have our Musa out here in the Cyclops land next to Bear so that we can go and do our meat gathering. And the Musa is perfect for having the extremely fast dash. And that's what we're going to be using. Okay. Save. Boom. Oops. So, as you can see, fastest one here, and we can go ahead and start butchering. My gear for my Musa, because like I said, I just like to go ahead and switch off. I don't like to have to switch gear and all that dumb shit. No, there's not really a character great for AFK fishing. It's just, I have an archer that I do for AFK fishing too. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god, hold on. Yeah, right here. Mine does my fishing too. But yeah, no, there's really not, you don't really need one for fishing as long as he's like not over level 49 if you're scared of being murdered out there in Margoria or, you know, any unsafe zone. But like I was saying, my Musa, he is geared up. You know, I have him out here for our gathering. He's set up for just a little 1400 minor gathering, not too great, not too, you know, extreme. He has his Tri-Manos, and I built him his own Yawning Hedgehog Lightstone combination, so I don't have to switch it off from... Yeah, I have my Corsair for solely for my Saily dailies and sailing around, as you can see here. And also, she is set up for her underwater gathering with the bubbly diving suit, so I can just switch off whenever I need. But yeah, the Musa is perfect for having to quickly gather things with just the chase skill being the fastest fucking movement speed in the game, since he's one of the first characters that we got. Like, I'm still wearing the Karlstein costume because, like, he's the first one, and I'm only level 52. That's why I can barely kill these guys. See, fastest little charge, and then if you go ahead and you have an AoE, I have it set up to go ahead and do a little bit more monster damage, so, you know, I can at least one-shot more of these fuckers. Honestly, I do everything on the Shy, just barter with the Corsair. I do everything on the Shy, including bartering. I want to show people, like, how to go ahead and set up their tunes and things to, I guess, once you run out of your energy with your Shy, you can go ahead and continue doing it with another tune and not have to skimp out on too much. All right, so that's where my Musa is, you know, and then when I get tired of, or I get too much meat, I'm going the wrong... No, I'm not going the wrong direction. Let's go out over here to Bear and put it all back into the storage so we're not wasting our maids. Luckily, he's not too far away from Bear, and his dash is so fast that it's not that bad. You know, and boom, we are already back. Prepare. I don't think there's a storage in here, is there? I thought there was. I thought there was, but there's not. But yeah. Boom. Oh, that's kind of low. I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot. And that is totally my bad. There we go. 611. There, Co. When you said 590, I'm like, why is that so fucking low? Yeah, sorry. There. That's a lot better. Had me worried. And yeah, that's another thing. I had to put on his crystals too. So we are sitting at almost 1500 gathering mastery. And then, you know, we can work on getting the materials together to go ahead and do more tapping. Which is why I said, you know, just going out and doing your active shit and switching off, like, you can go ahead and save yourself a lot of time and effort. Oh, you want to do hunting? You know, I got a tune set up for hunting. You can go out and do that and not have to worry about having to jump to the area and all that. We'll get that set up. We've already done that one. Oh, milking. Because milking does not benefit from life skill mastery. You don't get any type of life skill experience, so there's no reason to go ahead and stack up your life skilling gear for it. The only thing that milking goes down is determined by is like, or I guess the amount of milk that you can get. While milking is determined by your life skilling level. The higher your life skill level, the more you get back with, I think, Guru or Master giving back 65 or 64 max each. So you can simply just go with any tune. It doesn't matter the gear. You can just have one of your old mob grinding tunes sitting at a farm, and you can just have them milking, use up all the energy, and then boom, you're done. For fishing, do you suggest full mastery crystals? It depends. I mean, are you trying to power level? Are you going for the prize fish? Are you using the triple float rod? Like, what are we doing? Like, I personally, I use the full mastery because I really don't care, you know what I mean? Like, if I get the prize, I get the, oh, you're a guru, yeah, go full mastery. If you haven't hit guru yet, I suggest hitting, like, stacking as much experience as you possibly can to at least hit guru. I think it's guru 5 you get the, or what is it, Guru 31 or something? Guru 30, you get the most durability reduction for, or the highest chance of not using any energy when casting your fishing rod, or using durability or some dumb shit like that. So getting up to Guru is like recommended. Link Mana's characters will block barter and trading, right? I think so, yeah, because they are... I don't know if it'll count for the boat. I never really tried it, but I would assume, yeah. So there's a couple places that we can go out and do our milk gathering at. One of the best places I find is out there in Olivia, because you can easily run to the storage. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head out to Olivia. Like I said, milk gathering does not benefit from anything other than the level of your gathering. So ideally, you can just go out there in any tune with any clothes and just have them doing the milk gathering. And that'll save you time and effort on having to use your cooking byproduct to convert over to milk. The energy on your main, having to go out and stop to go gather the milk, X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and get out there. Super easy to reach. You spent the first month or so power leveling, and it just sort of happened naturally. Oh yeah, if you stack up your experience, you AFK every fucking night, you can power level extremely fucking quick without even realizing it. And you get more maids, and then to swap gear. I need to get more weight on my ult so that I don't have to rely on having to run back to the storage or wait extra to be able to reduce more of my weight because I don't have enough, and I don't have enough mates to go ahead and throw the whole entire thing in. I have a question with fishing. You made Trading Artisan 6, but it's slow. You got some crystals to boost up experience, but how can you power level your trading since buying and selling stuff from vendors are gone? Your trade crates, bro. The same way that has been here since like 2016. Okay, so what I've been doing, which is another good reason why I have an alt over there in Pilgrim's Haven. What I've been doing is I've been taking all of my workshops, every single one, because there are no longer any value crates with the value of materials dropping. You lose out more money making any of the zinc or not the zinc, but the brass or the bronze, even the iron now or the steel crates you lose money on when trading out, especially at lower trading levels. So, you know, until you hit like, I guess like guru trading, you know, I've been just doing trash crates, you know, the experience crates. The lower the crate, like just throwing in the log or the rock or the little tier 1 goods, will go ahead and it's the quickest. It's mainly you trade the value for the experience, so you can power level like that, and throughout the week you can basically have like thousands of crates being made up in one workshop that you can send off without, I guess, the extra need for the materials. Like over here I have workers gathering the ash timber so that they can break it down into the ash timber crates without, you know, having to worry about supplying anything other than the food and obviously the blackstone powder. You know, let's take, well, even because I use up so much vanadium, I have them creating crates over here, you know, just burning the vanadium and the titanium that I'm not using because you use it for the manas. I don't suggest that. You know, yes, distance does affect XP gain and value. There's a 150% cap on the profits you can make, but there is no cap on the experience. So ideally, if you are trying to send any trash crates over to Seoul from, like, say, Valencia, send it over to Bukpo. Bukpo will have the highest distance, which will get you the most experience at the 150 value cap. As long as you can get past that, that's cool. If you're just looking solely for money, you can just trade it out to Seoul and you get your 150. But taking a look over here at Bukpo, as you can see, I'm already starting to move over all of my trade goods, or my trade goods over to Bukpo to have them there. I'm gonna slowly work on getting the contribution to unlock all of these as storage to, you know, just stock up more and more. Then I have my workshops over here in Land of the Morning Light that I'm gonna start sending things off once we unlock the extra trade wagons whenever that update comes out. But I have Godu Village here producing all of my sacks, my little vegetable sacks, because I'm just producing vegetables that I'm not really using, and I'm, you know, I can get rid of them. I have Butte County normally there, or not Butte County, but I have Dalbo County making up tiger flowers over here, so I have to send them over to Valencia too. And then I have over here in Nampo, I have more tiger flowers being made up into sacks to go ahead and send over to Valencia. Then over Calpheon, let's take a look at Calpheon. I have lead ore, copper ore. I need to figure out if I'm going to do iron ore for the next trash crate, and then I'm going to go ahead and start doing that instead of both copper and setting it out. But I had a lot of copper and I'm just getting rid of it. Yeah, you do need to connect everything. If you're trading out from Kepler to Valencia, or not Kepler to Valencia, Kepler to Land of the Morning Light, you have to connect Kepler all the way out to the Land of the Morning Light. From Nampo all the way out to Valencia, or to Velia, it will take 11 contribution. Alright, so now that we have our little milk gathering tune here, We don't have to worry about the gear. We don't have to worry about shit. We can just keep her here and just milk our cows as we need the milk. Bam. Right here. And then I guess you can go ahead and do the daily if you want. The daily is a great way to get any extra eggs or any extra milk. But go ahead and show you what I mean about the milk gathering. And I got 62 milk while wearing just basic Tubula Timmy gear. But I don't need anything other than the Tubula Timmy because, you know, I guess not even like Tubula Timmy. I got a mixture of shit, but, you know, you don't even have to wear gear. You can just be completely fucking naked if you wanted to and go ahead and gather. And you, let me see, let's open up our shit to see if we have a gathering experience for it. Because from all my research, I didn't see anything about us gaining experience for it. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. And that's how you can go ahead and collect all your milk without having to waste the extra time stopping and running out. Or, hell yeah, thank you for the follow, you're fucking amazing. Or having to go and touch the central market and then 10 extra milk just for that little time there. That is, you know, just a little basic 179 milk. But, you know, the more time you put into it, the more milk that you'll get. And then bam, that is my cooking taken care of. That was meat gathering. We did our ore gathering for alchemy. We did our bartering, showed you guys how to go ahead and set up our, get started with your bartering routes. Next, we have our animal taming, our horse taming, you know, because you guys have to get started with that at some point, you know, and what better way to do that than to show you guys how to, like, a couple ways to go ahead and do that. Speaking of nodes, I've connected every city in the game, but at the moment, you have a worker empire only in Land of the Morning Light was a good thing to do or a wasted contribution. Well, I mean, it depended, you know. I do apologize if I lost connection. Hopefully we're back. But yeah, I can't exactly say, like, if it's, like, a good thing or not, because, like, I don't know exactly what you're going for. Like, are you trying to do workshops? Are you trying to have your workers get the materials? Are you, well, like, what materials are they going for? Like cooking, alchemy, trade crates, a little bit of all, a little bit of none? Are you only focusing on, like, crafting up, like, belts? Like, I'd have to know what you're going for in order to sit there and tell you, like, if it's good. And then even then, I can't even tell you if, like, that's a good idea or not, because it's up to you and what you're doing. You just want to go batshit crazy with the materials? Then yeah, I think that you may have wasted your contribution. I'd start out over there in Valencia. Take all the important nodes that you personally need out in Valencia first. Okay, because a lot of that is going to be contribution intensive, trying to connect Valencia out to, you know, the rest of the game. You know, and then you have all these extra points. Oh, I have to go all the way out here, you know, shit like that. But I'd start with Valencia first. Get those materials together and, or the little rented points out first. Just small lag. Okay, because it, like, kind of dropped over here for a minute. Or not a minute, but, like, 2 seconds. Enough for me to sit there and notice it. Cool. But yeah, and then work your way over here to Medea. You know, after you get done all of your Valencia nodes, you work on Medea. Then you work on all of your Serendia nodes. Then I would go ahead and work on getting all your Balanos, then Calpheon, and then going over to Dragon. You know, if you want, you can go over to Kama, Odie, or the Mountain of Eternal Winter region at that point. After that, you can go ahead and then, or if you don't want to even do the southern region, you can just skip all of that and head straight to the land of the morning light. And then you can go ahead and start taking everything there. Well, I did. I took basically every fucking node that I could that'll give me like different materials than the mainland, you know, so I can justify actually putting in the contribution points for it. Like some of them I didn't. Like over here, I didn't bother because I already have nodes going and gathering pine. I don't need the extra pine, you know, and bracken. You know, I have this gathering bracken. I don't need the one on the mainland. It's up to you. It's all up to you at that point. Like, are you doing it for the trade crates? Are you doing it for imperial cooking? Are you doing it for imperial alchemy? Are you doing it just to level you up your life skills? Are you doing it for crafting up your Manos accessories or the gear? Or like, you have to figure out like exactly what you're trying to go for the workshops, you know, or the worker empire. Hey, Saya. Sure. Yeah, go right ahead. All right, so we're over here with our training. I'm kind of in the middle of this. Obviously, you can see me streaming. Anyway, see my mastery. My mastery's pretty low, which is fine. I got my 1200 training mastery just to get started on our alt. We have the costume. And then, like I said, we have Into the Sunset for a little more experience. I'll go ahead and trade off the Logia trainers for, I guess, the Fine Horse clothes. Doing it for the sweet, sweet silver. Then I would take all of the... I would solely focus on getting any nodes that'll go ahead and get the materials and just sell off all the materials. Boom. There you go. Or, you know, craft up using the materials. Either way, you'll have the materials, but you got to figure out what you're trying to do it for. You need to figure out what you are doing in your game with your empire. I can't tell you if you're doing your game the correct way. You see that? See that word there? You know, that your like mine works out for me. I don't min-max, I don't do anything, you know. It works out for what I like to do. What's up, Alec? How you doing? Alright, so training. We'll do the Krogdalo Origin Stone, which can normally be gathered out there doing, like, say, your mob grinding, if you guys are mob grinders. You didn't see there. Which pro shop item loyalty would you recommend to buy first? Which one do I recommend to buy first? The Nefart tent. The Nefart tent will be used for all of your life skills, all of your mob grinding. This shit will be the most useful thing to you than like logging in. Like that shit there. If you have one of these, you can use your turning gates or any of your villa scrolls from the tent itself. You don't have to run back to town to repair any of your gear. You can sit there and switch off to mob grinding and still do the same thing, repair without having to run off or anything like that. Exactly, you can do whatever you want to do at any time, and there's no one that can sit there and tell you that you are doing it wrong, because if you are enjoying your game, then clearly, how is it wrong? I've already got all of my dailies done and my weeklies. That's funny. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Like I said, normally you just find a goal for yourself. Like, because my goals have expanded a lot since I first started Outbow. Take Duvenkroon here, for example, okay? There's no other reason why I have it connected. Why? For one sole reason. This is my horse capital. You know, I have my horse ranch here. Immersion is king, exactly. You know, I tame all of my horses here. I train them all up here. I have the highest, you know, capacity for my horse stables that I have in any other town. You know, and it's only used for just my training. Okay. You know, they have no workshops. I have, you know, gathering those that are directed out towards Olvia and other places, but Duvenkroon is mainly and solely only for that. I'll give you another example and give you another example. Olvia here. Let's take Olvia here, okay? I have Olvia connected only for the simple fact that I have all of my alchemy materials here. There's no other use for it, doing nothing else. You know, other people will go ahead, have factories here, they'll have storage, they'll do all this blah 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 shit, but I just needed it for a house. That's all I really needed it for, so I could do my alchemy. So, you know, that's what I did there. You know, just figuring out little goals for yourself will go ahead and set you up a lot better than trying to do it all at once. You know, I could tell you, do this, and this. You need to figure it out, you know. I can give you the right direction. I just can't tell you if it's right or wrong. You know, if you feel it's right, go with it. If you feel it's wrong, find more information. But it all has to, you have to adapt to whatever you're doing, or it has to adapt to whatever you're trying to do. Just take whatever anyone else is doing with a grain of salt. You know, you can watch a YouTuber and they could be min-maxing shit, requiring you to use real money in order to get what he's doing, and he'll tell you that's the way that you have to do it. You know, just take it with a grain of salt. You know, figure out your path in Black Desert and spread your wings and fly. You're a motherfucking peacock. Alright, now that we're here, we can go ahead and tame up. Exactly, direction should be good enough. We'll go ahead and tame. Normally, I like to at least get, you know, the horses and females and shit I need for the week. You know, get the dailies done. That's more experience. You know, what you can do is like, say when you're sleeping, you can AFK fish, and then when you have to go out and do something like during the day, you can set up your horse training alt to train, you know, when you're stepping away for like an hour or two. You know, you still level up your training, and you can still go ahead and, you know, get the seals and things for the Imperials, whatever else, the other goodies that you can get, the T10 sensor tap attempts and shit. You know, and all this can be done, as you see, like, I'm doing it right now. It's only been an hour. We've already covered so many of the life skills. So you can imagine actually setting up a legit routine. And boom. Master 12 on our training. Which is not bad. It's not great. Like, I like to go way OP with my horse training. But for now, it might be fine. If anything, I'm gonna switch off the Lagia trainer gear. Female, finally. Tier 6, level 1. Eh, it's alright. What do I think about the new horse changes? I mean, hell, you just seen the shit. That was quick, right? I didn't have to wait for it to catch up to me. I didn't have to sit there and do anything much. Just get on the horse, go out, tame, run back. And it's there. I'm still a little confused on the animations, though. Was it changes just to show the hearts? Like, is that the effect that they're talking about? Or was there, like, a legit effect, like, you know, it'll tame... Like, you can tame it the closer you are. Like, I don't... Was it just the animation? I brought sugar just in case. Because I know people tell me that I don't need to use the sugar, like I'll instantly tame it and all. But I've had experiences where I did not instantly get it. Okay, so just the animation to show like, yeah, this is your tamed horse, right? I'm reading that correctly? Because their translations are ass. Like complete and utter ass. Alright, check time. Alright, we got a little bit of time left. We'll go ahead and switch off to trying our luck with our tapping to build up the gear. Because I have one more tune that I'm going to figure out where I want to set her up at, which I think is going to be the one that's going to be doing the cooking. Luckily, I got the Doom. I got the free Doom, and then my T10 already took me... God. Is 46 the max? Because I was at 42. Like, I was before the cutoff when they updated the pity, but not enough to where they would give me the actual fucking, here you go. Or no, that was before the pity. The pity reduced it. I am not yet up to the pity on trying to tap my dine. That's what it is. But I tapped my already right when they were giving the free fucking T10s out. And I was fucking pissed. It's like, you waited until this moment. Just this moment to go ahead and tap up. You couldn't have done that shit prior to them giving out free ones. But no, I didn't get lucky like that, but I got it. Okay, so I did, yeah, I did with you. I was at the fucking max. The day of them giving out the fucking sensors, what made it even worse, like, after all that. Oh, I try all the time. Hey, Des. How you doing, bro? I'm not that short. I mean, I'm still short, but I'm not that short anymore. I do like that. We need our Krogdalo Origin Stone to complete our daily here. Which, luckily for me, I think I still have some. Yep. With all my training materials and things like that. And turn it in. Boom. And that's basically how you'd go and do your little training for the day. That way you can still get the materials and shit needed. And then one other thing, if you guys are trying to do the training and all, I highly suggest having, say, like putting an alt out here to do the gathering, or even taking the Musa here, that's in bear, gathering up the hides and shit from the guys out here, getting the stupid little powder, and doing your training daily for the feather here. That way you can still get more mythical feathers to go ahead and tap up. As you can see, you know, just doing your dailies every day, nothing too extreme. You don't have to go all sweaty with it. You can get a lot of the materials together to go ahead and, you know, require like having to sit there and stress out and shit. All right, so we did that. Which one are you? My hunting. Hunting, I have to get into a right position. You are my alchemist. Gatherer, milking, you right here. We need to change to you, and then we have to start gearing her up, because I think I'm gonna have her doing the cooking. So I have to get the stones and everything together to, well, not together, but I have to craft them to make. I'm gonna try to go with Trilogia accessories to start her out with, and try my luck getting a cook's clothes, the Manos cooks. Unless I have a blue grade. If I have a blue grade, I'll go ahead and try my luck. I'm gonna probably waste the full 3 bill here today. We're gonna go ahead and do that right after I use the bathroom real fast. So give me one moment, everyone. We're gonna go and start building up our gear. All right, I am back. Let's go ahead and build this bitch up for some cooking. Yeah, we'll do cooking. I have no idea what her gear is, but for now, we're gonna take green grid, or do I want to do blue? We'll start off with green. We'll take one. Actually, we'll just... yeah, we'll do round robin. We'll do round robin and we'll see which one we get. Then I need to go to the well. We're gonna head out to Velia, buy the stupid accessories and shit from the vendor. Let's check the prices here. Okay, never mind. We'll go ahead. We'll buy 10 base. We'll buy 10 base of these. Actually, there's 23 in stock. Buy all of those because they're cheaper than going to the actual vendor. As long as people are fucking selling them. If you're buying these from the Logia from the vendor, you're spending a little bit more. I forgot how much more. And this will be a nice little stepping stone. Now we head out to the well. Head out to Velia. Oh, that's right. I don't have shit. Head out to the material vendor. No, we don't have to head out to the material vendor. We're good. We just have to go ahead and start crafting up the stones to tap up into our Logia shit. Our goal is to at least get try, and if I can go a little bit higher on my clothes, I will, but the main thing is I'm gonna stick to at least try. That way, when I go and do the Imperial turn-ins, I can at least get something back when I'm not using my shy. I mainly do the Imperials for the seals. I don't really care so much about the shitty-ass fucking money. Like, yeah, I like the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there and say, like, oh, I'd rather do it for free. Like, we all like money. It's just, if I'm doing the Imperials, it's mainly because I want something with the seals. I'm not going to bother with cooking and doing the Imperial turn-ins otherwise. Like, you should be. I recommend doing your Imperial dailies, like, at least, like, every day. So yeah, 200k less, which I don't know about you guys, but if you guys are trying to be cheap like me, that's a lot of fucking money. I'm pretty sure it's like end price comes out to like probably 15, around like 12 mil for like 10 of these things. So go ahead, pull out 300 because I have the materials together for all this since we did all of that gathering, hunting, and whatnot throughout the week. But also, while you guys are out there and you're doing your dailies and everything, at least for an hour a day, like I told you guys, that will go ahead and collect a lot of your byproducts that you can go ahead and turn in. That sharps there, or experience if you guys want. Black gem fragments there, or any other materials and experience if you want. You got the silver keys, the breezy, or the experience if you guys want. You know, shit like that. Saving money is saving money. I'll take it, exactly. As long as I don't have to touch the central market and rely on other people to go ahead and give me the things that I know that I can go ahead and tap, that's what I want. You know, I don't want to have to rely on other people to get the material that I know if I just take, you know, an hour out of my day, I can get that. And oh wait, I can make an extra like 20 bill on the side? Fuck yeah. Thank you, Kay. You are fucking amazing. I mean, like, that's an exaggeration, but you get what I'm trying to say, you know? If I have the ability to go ahead and do this on my own without having to rely on other people, save me the money, like, yes, I get it. The material costs, and you should be looking at the values and blah, 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 but if I don't have to take my silver that I have planned for buying solely and only goddamn crons to go ahead and buy the material, like, I'm gonna do it that way. I'm not buying shit. If I have to buy something, it's gonna be crons. That's the only thing that I should be expected to use my real silver on. You know, just going out, and it doesn't even have to be the same sap every fucking day. Hell, you can even just, oh, I'm gonna do this meat for like an hour. I'm gonna do that meat for another hour, and then I'm gonna do that meat. Okay, I'm out of my energy. Move on to another ult. I'm gonna do that sap. Then I'm going to do that sap. Then I'm going to do that. Okay, out of energy, move on to the next ult. But you can sit there and, you know, just cycle throughout the week and get all the materials that you could possibly need without having to take the extra time to, oh, well, I guess I'll just have to gather only this. Like, you get so much for just being active. You know, you can make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Sit there and set up little goals for yourself, like what I'm doing now. I'm just setting up little ults and getting their gear made up. Why? Because, you know, it's fun for me. It keeps me actively playing and wanting to come in and sit down and play instead of set up at the beach, that crusty, dusty ass AFKing beach, and minimize it to play something else. You know, I have the ability to go ahead and do that if I want, but I want the motivation to go ahead and play actively. You know, you get so much more for playing actively than hoping to make a bill a day on your AFK fishing, and if you don't, well, I guess you're fucking behind. You know, I can make that within the couple hours that I'm doing my life skilling, and then go ahead, turn that shit into even more money for a couple of minutes added on to the time, and oh yeah, we got money on the side for this, so doing that, and blah, blah, blah. There's so many different ways to make so much money actively life skilling opposed to, you know, just AFK fishing. And don't get me wrong, mob grinding will always be like the best way to do it, and or swiping your credit card, but for life skillers, like, don't just resort to the central market. Be active, enjoy it. You can do so much more from, like, you know, getting everything else done. You got an ult to grind at Thornwood set up with just season gear, no reason except maybe chill grind for a lung. Exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I do have mob grinding ults, you know. I have my Nuvier boss ult, which I have to throw her near column armor back on. It's in the storage. I wanted to go ahead and demonstrate, like, you could pull off items without having to actually log in, so she's missing her shit right now. But, you know, I have my ult set up for their mob grinding and things like that too, you know, in different areas so that I don't have to worry about it. It's just a lot easier, a lot more simpler, you know. Granted, I don't have the best shit that I have for my shy, but that's fine. At least I know when my shy is all wasted and fucking exhausted as hell, I can still go on and continue doing what I was doing. All right, so like I was saying, from all of that little life skilling that you guys do, you know, an hour a day, nothing too extreme, just getting the black gem fragments and everything. You can go ahead and craft up your black gems without having to put any money into the central market. And then, you know, either use the, I prefer to use the central market for the cheaper Logia and then tap it up like that so you're not wasting the money. But look at that. I can go ahead and try my luck at tapping up to try. They're cheap enough to where I don't have to really worry about it, and because I'm just going to go out and gather for the stones again, I'm not really worried about the price. Like, oh my god, that's a lot of money in the stones. I'm going to go out and gather it again tomorrow. One of these will. One of these will. You find that in long-term games like this, you have to make your own fun at a certain extent. Exactly. You have to make your own fun. Like, trying to go by everyone else's example of fun can, like, be really, really disappointing. But accessory, no. Enhancing, hate enhancing those. I don't really find it that bad. You just tap it, it goes. And I say that as I'm breaking everything. I need one more ring, that's all. It was chill until some geared dude came along. Geared ass dude came along. Yeah, it's always chill until that one whale comes along and fucking wrecks your asshole. But for the most part, it's usually chill. I'll have to buy more rings for that. Broke 2 Manos next. I broke 3 Manos belts earlier. I got 2 of them up to duo, and the other one I failed on at pride. But I'll just go ahead and craft them. It's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, if you go out and you gather and you get all the shit needed, you don't have to worry about the value of it. How many crons is a pen attempt? For what, Manos? Damn, not one of them? Okay, let me try something different. Let's try something different here. Oh, for Logia? Let me find out. Damn. They got me good on that one. They were like, look at him. He thought he was gonna do it. Okay, Logia. I think I can check off of, no. Maybe... No, hold on. I know I have someone... How many for, pen Logia attempt? Oh. 65. You want to get into alchemy, but you're unsure what to make. Do you have any recommendations that you're willing to gather occasionally? Okay, so one of the basic things that you can go out and do is head out to, say, Bear. Okay? And yes, I know that you can go out to Calpheon and buy the herbs over there, but if you head out to Bear, you can do the herb gathering for a lot of the materials for enhancing, your everlasting herbs for other things. Then what you do is you head over to your alchemy and you make the pure powder or the pure liquid reagent. Or you can just buy everything. I mean, that's one way, but you lose out on all of these here. You lose out on all of the extra fruit of natures. You lose out on all of the extra trace of natures. Like I said, the everlasting herbs. Or you could just buy it all from the central market. These are like 131k each. The Fruit of Natures are 287k each. You'll be using thousands of those. The Trace of Natures are 128k each. I mean, Central Market is like the easiest way to go ahead and buy them. Just fair warning. Normally you'll use 1,000 or more. It can get extremely expensive. Oh, let's check out the Fruit of Nature since everyone talks about just buying it. Let's check out how much that'll cost you. Because a normal recipe will normally take 1,000. Ooh, shit. Damn, that's a lot. But just go ahead and buy it off the Central Market and then go ahead and make up all of your recipes like that. But if you're just getting started, I suggest going out and gathering at Bear, getting all of your herbs, and then doing the clear liquid reagent and the pure powder reagent. From there, you can go ahead and progress into the other things. So let's go ahead. Ooh, not that one. Not that earring. That's not yours, bitch. That's not yours. Okay, we got that. Need more stones. We'll go ahead and take you guys. Let's try our luck. I have to remember not to do the Tet earrings up there because my dumbass, I already know I'm gonna fuck up and accidentally okay, well that's that. Accidentally get it to Tet, or accidentally get it to Pen or break it. I tried. And put that over there. And put that in there. But yeah, that's just an example of how to go ahead and build up your alt gear when using all of the black gem fragments and everything that you've guys gotten from doing your little gathering or whatever you guys are out there doing, like your hunting and shit like that. So like I was saying, with our alchemy, now we can go out to our alchemy because you guys were, you know, wanting to know how to get into alchemy. So after you sat there, you did maybe an hour of your gathering out in Bear, just for example. Now it's time for alchemy, and I'd wait until probably towards the end of the week to do any of your like real alchemy or cooking deep intensive like sessions, because like you will be using thousands and thousands of materials, and unfortunately it does. You can run through it all within like a day or two. Like you can go out and gather 10k of this and run through that whole entire stock right then and there. So it's recommended, you know, you do your little bullshit like your alchemy dailies, you know, get that all done, but you save any of your deep power leveling for like at the end of the week. You save for like trying to make up all of your grilled bird meat, your pet foods and shit like that for like one day of the week, so you're not having to spend more time. So we are out here, we are with our alchemy. I don't have my chest in the place to go ahead and, you know, have everything on hand right then and there because it's in a manor and I don't feel like going out to the manor to take it all. All right, so for our alchemy alt, like I said, right now she's set up for that. I don't know, I was going to set her up for cooking too, but now I'm setting up that other alt for cooking. But for now, she has her little tri-alchemy, tri-manos alchemy, nothing too great. I tapped that up the other day, just, you know, bullshitting around. You know, just build up your Logia, which I showed you guys, not that hard to do. You can use all of the ingredients that you guys got me combination because, you know, right now I am currently using her to try, like, you know, doing my alchemy. And for now, I just got her the Tri-Gorgath flask because my Manos is only for the good one. You think you're dipping your toes into harmony drafts, you're looking at the cost of a bunch of the harmonies. I have a guide on the harmony drafts and how to go ahead and make all of the recipes and shit like that if you want to go ahead and check my library for that. But yeah, when it comes to the harmony draft, I suggest going ahead and manually making it yourself because of the fact that, like, the material cost can run up the actual, like, it could go well over the cost of the Harmony draft, which is why it's better to self-make than go ahead and buy. The truffles fucking suck, but truffle farming, I suggest going to the secret caves to get your truffle farm. Truffle can be farmed in the fences, and you have a chance of getting the white truffle, which can be used for your elixir of sharp detection one to be able to do that. So just starting out with your alchemy, that's not something you're gonna be able to go ahead and like dip your toes into right off the rip. That's why I'm like, go ahead, go to Bear, get all of the herbs and everything that you need to get started with your alchemy first, and then slowly work through the progression brackets, like your powder, your clear liquid. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow, you're fucking amazing. You know, go through those, and then, you know, it'll lead you into the T2 bloods. The T2 bloods will go ahead and get you a lot of experience, and they can be used for the bonus quests. They'll be used for the oils. Some of the bonus quests will ask you to go ahead and make them. You want the CP, so that's good for you. Exactly. Great for you. The materials are readily available. You don't even have to do anything extra. Hell, you can even just go to the vendor, buy all of the materials together, like for the day, and do it like that. You can go out and have workers on the nodes to go out and gather all the materials you need for your alchemy, and just sit there and pump alchemy out. You know, you don't, nothing extra, nothing more, just have an alt set up and you are good to go. And then you can do, you know, cool things like, say, metal solvents and other things once you start getting the made up, so I can make manas. Yeah, because I only have 90 of them. Let me check to see how much it'll take me to make the mana. So I'll show you that real quickly so you guys understand why I don't really care about just going ahead and tapping shit. Like, oh, I broke manas? Okay, next one. Don't care. Oh, that's 300 bill or 300 mil out of my pocket? Ooh, okay. Next one, moving on. Essence of nature. Wait, no, I need processing. Because I need to make the pure crystal. Let's see. How many do I have? Yep, and I'll go ahead and make a Manos accessory for you guys to show you an example, and then I'm gonna go ahead, head off. I gotta start cooking dinner, get everything set up for the family, you know, all that good shit. Same time, same place, all that. But for now, I guess we'll do I have more titanium, so let's take a quick look. How many will I need for 3? Okay, so I don't really need any of the shit to make it up, but to show you, go ahead, take the metal solvent that you can make with alchemy. Let's see, how many metal solvent do I need for this? 6. Okay. Or, you know, let's make it 7 for safe measure. Then the titanium, we'll do 100 just for safe measure. Go ahead and mix that together. I have a question. Link. You have a link for fishing spots for active fishing? I could just show you a couple places off the top of my head for active fishing. Some of the best places I like to go active fishing is anywhere over here in the Ross Sea, or personally, Aquila's Eye. The bite time is extremely quick, and the fishing resources are always abundant. There's a nice fishing table over here. Another place is out here in Margoria. Any of the Margoria tables have a pretty decent amount of fish. The fishing resources are never exhausted, always abundant, and I mean, minus the fact that you have to watch out for other players and sea monsters, it's pretty active with the Ross and Margoria Sea have the highest bite rate out of everywhere. Another good place that I like to do is because the bite rate, or not the bite rate, but the fish table is pretty decent, and the abundance is you know, usually there. Over here in Grana, you can either do Lake Flondor, you can do, well, Lake Flondor extends all the way out here. If you do Tooth Fairy Cabin, you can fish in places like over here or right there. That's a nice place to go ahead and fish for the pink dolphin or do any type of active fishing. I mean, you have to worry about other players running around sometimes, but for the most part, it's usually pretty dull out here. Another place that I like to go active fishing. Yeah, it's pretty much all the places I like to go active fishing. Like, there's other places you can go active fishing. Do I recommend you do active fishing? Not in any of the other places, but you can. Okay, so now that we got the pure titanium crystal, let's go ahead and look at the trace of nature, or the essence. This will be used with alchemy, which is fine. So we'll take 10 of those. Now, alchemy, I guess gathering and alchemy. That. Gathering and processing mixed with alchemy. So boom, that's 3 life skills put together. And we were also out there getting the materials for the metal solvent out in Pilgrim's Haven. So there, Pilgrim's Haven, processed all down, workers gathering with alchemy and processing. Next, okay. Let me see which one we need exactly. And this is all bypassing having to go on the central market. So if you guys are tired of wasting all of your money, failing, tapping your manas, and you don't want to use the crons because you can't bear to waste the crons on the fail tap, you can easily craft it. Vanadium, titanium. So powder of darkness, which can either be gotten from the alchemy byproducts, your workers, or you can go out there and manually gather it yourself. Magical shards, which can be obtained from doing the AFK fishing out there in Velia every day, doing the coelacanth turn-in. So we'll go ahead, take out 40 of those because I just so happen to have them. Then take out the 10 powder of darkness because, again, I just so happen to have it. Oh, and the mana stones, which can be obtained by doing either the bartering or the sea monster hunting. So I have 100 of those. We'll pull out 10 just in case. I don't know the exact amount. And then manufacturing. Mana stone, essence of nature, magical shard, powder of darkness, pure titanium crystal. Just a little simple time out of our way, or out of our day, to go ahead and do our manual gathering, alchemy, processing, and now we have ourselves our own little Manos belt that we can go ahead and either put up on the central market and or use up to try our luck at getting a try Manos belt for any of our alts. So there. That's how you go ahead and save yourself the time and the effort putting in the 151 mil every single day to go ahead and tap up your shit. You can go ahead and craft it. You know, and that's if you guys are trying to take the time out of your day to do it. If you guys are just going ahead and swiping in the central market, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But if you guys are trying to be active, you guys don't want to spend the actual silver on it and would rather just buy the crons using your silver, there you go. A simple rotation out of your day can go ahead and get you all the things that would take people, you know, or most people go ahead and just buy off the central market. Why rely on anyone else when you can rely on yourself, right? So I hope that gives you a rough idea on, you know, just why I think you guys should be playing with like alts, ideas on how to play with alts, you know, the benefits, the cons. I mean, obviously you guys have to worry about the weight that you guys have with your alts. If you guys are not running, if you guys are not stacking weight on any of them, you have to worry about, you know, either switching off the better gear onto them if you have all of your better gear on the alts or your main and you want to use it, or even crafting up the gear to go ahead and use on your alts. Like either way, like, you know, I hope this gives you an idea, just something to do actively in Black Desert, so you guys are just not solely focused on just doing your AFK fishing over there, that crusty, dusty ass motherfucking beach. You know how much disdain I have for that place. I don't like being AFK. Like, don't get me wrong, I do my AFK when I'm sleeping or I have to do my cooking and all. It's just I'd rather actively play. And if I could do all of this, you know, actively throughout the day and still do all of my dailies that I need to do. Hell, I did my bartering dailies right there for you guys. I did my Liana dailies for you guys, you know, right then and there. Sat there, we did our rotation throughout the whole entire week, did all of that, and I have all this material to go ahead and throw into all of my taps without even having to touch the central market. Like, other than buying the accessories, which you guys watched, you know, did I buy anything? You know, I pretty much got away with not touching my silver for anything other than the cheaper Logia accessories and what you can buy from the NPC. So I get time is money. I get you should be watching the value of the materials and the fact that, like, it'll take you 10 minutes to gather for this, and in that 10 minutes you can make this and blah blah blah. I get that, you know, cool, great. If you guys are just going out and wanting to be casual and still do some progress, you know, these are some great ideas, and I hope, you know, you take them and run with the, you know, extend them even further. I just don't choose to min-max, because if you guys are trying to min-max, you will have to put real money into the game, and let's just say it's not going to be like a little $10, you know, $3. No, you will have to put a couple grand into the game if you guys are trying to, you know, get the best objects or the best shit for life skilling. It's not like mob grinding where you can go ahead and mob grind for everything you want. Like, you will have to put the real money in, because you can't buy it, you know. Like, it's unfortunate. Yeah, coming from gacha games, like, putting 3 grand into Black Desert so far, it hasn't been that bad so far. I stopped counting after 3. Yeah, exactly. You know, you stop counting after a while. Like, you literally stop counting after so many grand. Like, yeah, oh, 3, okay, well, I hit 1, so I guess I have to stop counting. I already know I have a problem. But, like, when it comes to life skilling, that's just for the costumes. That's just for the pets you have to have. That's why I don't try to show you guys how to min-max. I will not show you guys how to sit there and dump, you know, 5 grand into your game just to go ahead and compete with the whales that put in either the same amount or more. Like, fuck that shit. Casual, enjoy the game, run around, hug a tree, bake some bread, enjoy the fucking pixels for what it is, you know. Like, is it every day that you can go into work and kill a fucking dragon? No, so you might as well enjoy it in the game, right? Hell, I don't want to make it into a fucking game for that. I'd rather play fucking Eve, the best game you'll never fucking play. Spreadsheets online. Woo-wee. Alright. Personally, I don't enjoy thinking too much about min-maxing. You do a little bit, but not too much. Yeah, I do a little bit, you know, like, I'll get a costume here, I'll get a pet there, I'll do this, I'll do that, but I cannot. Okay, so if you look at column number 9 and you look at the materials, you'll see here that if you put time into this and you put this amount of energy, oh, and hold on, I gotta recalculate that, because now the time is different and the stats are different. No, I can't do that shit. I see he's moving, kill him. That tree looks gatherable, let's fucking chop it. Yeah, no, fucking min-maxing has done a toll on fucking gaming. Now it's time we sit there and enjoy it, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I have to go start cooking, I have to go start cleaning. I will not be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be an off day. I'm gonna be working on getting this guide set up and uploaded for you guys, you know, to help you out getting alts set up in places, what alts are good, you know, which yeah, exactly. Real life life skilling. True. But a little guide to show you guys how to set up your alts, which classes are good for it, the gears and all that dumb shit. Just, you know, little ideas and everything in an easily digestible guide this time, rather than just me jumping all over the place like, oh yeah, we could do this, and oh yeah, that can be done with this, and, you know, all be laid out and everything for you guys. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you a little taste of what, what's coming, dip your toes into it, so it's not just, oh, you play with alts or blah, 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 all that good shit. All I did was fish from a new place every day, gear score. No fucking idea. I just knew there's water. I have a fishing rod. Let's see how much money I can make here. Yeah, exactly. I missed those days. I'm trying to get back to those days. I do both. Kibo, I restream, so right now I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube. So if one of the platforms are not working out for you, or you prefer one of the platforms over the other, cool. I'm on both. Same name, same place, same time. To go clean. I'm unfortunately not going to be streaming tomorrow, but I will be the next day. Oh, hell yeah, thank you for the follow, Kibo, you're fucking amazing. But I will be live the next day, and I will figure out what we're going to be doing, there. But for now, we went down, we got our gear kind of put on our alt. We didn't exactly get that lucky, but we're getting another alt geared up to go ahead and do our cooking. I'll let you guys know the progress I made the next day. It's always something with Twitch. That's why I'm like, if there's a problem with Twitch, there's always YouTube, and that's why I'm live on both instead of just one or the other. It's always something. Always. So, now that I'm experiencing all those connection issues and all of that, I'm going to go ahead and go. It was great talking to you guys. Huge shout out to all of my channel members over there on YouTube. You guys are fucking amazing. Huge shout out to all of my subbies over there on Twitch. You guys are fucking amazing. If you guys are watching me over there on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, turn on all those notifications so you know when I go live. I come out with a new guide, and I will be updating my community tab when I'm going to go live, or just, whenever anything happens. So keep an eye out on that. I'll let you guys know what I'm going to be doing the next day for our live. If you guys are watching me over there on Twitch, be sure to follow me so you guys know when I go live again, and I will see you guys in 2 days. Unfortunately, sorry, Barbara, I am on my way out. We had a short stream. Unfortunately, I have to go and do my real life skilling and all that shit, but tune in for the next stream and keep an eye out for my community tab. With all of that out of the way, guys, I will see you guys in the next couple days, and I hope you guys are able to go ahead and do any good life skilling, any good mob grinding, any good enhancing, and just any good long-term goals that you guys had set out for yourselves. It was nice talking to you guys. Huge shout out to all of my, followers on YouTube, and all of my, followers over there on Twitch. I don't even know what to call them, subbies, followers, whatever the fuck you guys want to be called. You guys are fucking amazing. I could not do this without you guys. You guys keep me socializing, and I go all day without talking. So, it's nice to go ahead and verbalize with you guys. So I will see you guys in a couple days, and keep gathering out there, everyone.